Guys, real quick before this video starts, I apologize about the audio. I realized after my headphones were being kind of weird and the audio was glitching. So, hope it's not too bad and pretty bearable, but I'm going to go right into it. Alrighty, hello, welcome back. So, in my most recent videos, I have kind of floating email marketing for restaurants a couple times. Feeling called to talk about it a little more in depth here. So, I'm going to dive right into it. I feel like a lot of people right now, maybe owners, managers, whatever, they are stuck between, or maybe stuck in this mindset of like, okay, how can we get new people into the restaurant? How can we get new people in the door? How can we get more people? And they're always thinking about like the new person that's going to come into the door. That's kind of always the mindset. Where in reality is that there's so many people who are already so hooked on the establishment you spent so much time and money to create that you can, like, people just tend to forget about the customers that are like already there. They're already loyal. Like, hey, why don't we ask these people to come back in more often compared to, hey, let me focus on getting a brand new customer in the door, getting them to come and enjoy and sit down for 2, 3, 4 times in a row until they actually are like hooked and have it in their current rotation of the restaurants that they go to frequently. So one of the best ways to actually tap into people that are already buyers is with your email marketing. So it's like how what are the ways that we're going to know people are frequent customers? We're going to have their contact information, right? That's how we're going to know. And how can we reach out to the people that we have the contact information? And, you can do SMS marketing or email marketing, but let's talk about how you can collect this data. Like, how are you collecting the data of your most loyal customers that are coming into your restaurant frequently? So website's going to be the main one, right? And under that kind of umbrella is going to be online ordering, like pickup, if you're doing that. And then you can also throw it in the reservation. So when people come to your website, if they're booking a reservation for this weekend or during the week or whatever, or they're ordering online for pickup that same day, you can have a tab that asks for their specific email. For reservation, you can be even cool with it and maybe build an automation to where the email adds the reservation to their Google Calendar. You can have that set up. And then with online ordering pickup, you just ask for their email, send them a receipt via email. They're in your email list. So you want to have both of these automations set up. These are going to be the big two needle movers, and you can have an automation that'll automatically link them to your email marketing platform as well. That way, every time somebody orders online for pickup, or they book a reservation, you collect their email and their phone number, and that is going to get transferred to CRM, email marketing platform database. Okay, so those are going to be the two like big levers, right? And I think most people have that set up. If not, we can get that set up. But another thing is like, excuse me, you should be treating your most loyal customers' contact information as literal gold. Like, you want to find a way to get that as many different ways as possible. Like, you want to have it covered. Every single person who comes into the restaurant, you want to make sure you're leaving with some type of contact information, because which we'll talk about in a little bit, if you can get this rolling, you're going to see so much more of these old customers coming in a lot more frequently compared to always focusing on bringing new people in the door. So these are only going to be online, right? Like, they have to order online for pickup, or they have to book a reservation through the website, but not every single person is going to do that. What are the other ways they're going to come in? So it's going to be through phone reservation, or they'll just come, walk in through the door. Okay, so these are the two outliers. It's like, how are we going to grab the contact info of these people? So for phone reservation, one thing you can do is just ask for their email when they go to book the reservation. You have you don't necessarily have to do this, but one way you could do it is like, phone reservation, okay, what day, what time do you want that for? You're usually going to ask for their phone number regardless. You could ask for their email right there just to say, hey, do you want your email as well? We can add the we can add your reservation to the Google Calendar. That's one way of kind of going at it. It might feel a little awkward on the phone, so if you feel like that's not the best way, I'm going to cover a few other ways we can kind of go at it. If they just walk through the door, one thing you can kind of cover these people if you don't get the email to the phone reservation is doing something like, I think my laptop's overheating here or something. But okay, there we go. Let's talk about, I think the way to capture the rest of the people is going to be on the receipt. So maybe you have a digital receipt or a physical copy. Excuse my mistype. One thing you can do here is like, if that person's coming in for the first time, you can capture them by being like, hey, is this literally having your server ask them, is this your first time coming in? Okay, well, what we do is, give us your email address on the receipt and we'll give you 30 to 20% off your next visit, your next dine in with us. That way you can capture the email there of all the people that are coming in. You can have the server manually enter that into the system. Or you can just ask for it on the physical copy. So like what you'll literally see is like, enter your email here and they'll just get added to the email list in exchange for that discount, and they'll get a system. Well, they'll get an email automation that basically gives them the discount right then and there. So, and it's really a lot easier on the digital receipt because people will like hand it to them. You can just drop it off at the table. So this might be like the actual play. If you just give them the digital receipt and then after they do the tip and everything, want 20 to 30% off your next order, enter email here. And it's like, what's 20 to 30% off one dining event, one dining reservation in, it doesn't even have to be 20 to 30%. What is it? But what is that in the grand scheme of things? If I can turn this to a customer that comes to my establishment for years on end, their entire life, they have it in the rotation of those 3 to 5 restaurants they consistently go to. And maybe you're even the top one of where, if you're doing things right, you're the person that like you're old reliable and they're going to bring all their friends there. So this is like kind of like the what you want to have set up for a restaurant perspective when it comes to email marketing. And I think, really not a lot of restaurants are doing email marketing in the first place. So if you are, props to you, kudos to you. But even if you are doing it and you're still really focused on that new customer, your buyer list is so gold. Like, how can you focus on sending emails to this list, going out on a Thursday morning? What are your plans for this weekend? Staying top of mind with them through email. Every time they see a notification come through on email, they're going to think of your restaurant. And then when they're hungry and they're going to be going out to eat, deciding what place to go to, you're going to be the first one that comes to mind because nobody else is doing this consistently. They've already been there. So it's just like win-win-win. Anyways, if you need help getting this set up, feel free to reach out. I'll have a bunch of stuff in the description. And then my friend and I, Diego, who are both email marketers, we've worked for hundreds of different businesses. We actually have a live Q&A every week in like a email community. So if you just want to pop in there for free and ask a specific question, you can do so there. So that'll be on the school link in the description down below. But all right, hope you found some value in this. Feel free to leave a comment, any questions of what you would like answered, and I will try to get to those. All right.